Reilly, welcome back.
Thank you.
What was the reaction when you found out? How did you find out?
Initially, it was text from my agent, and me, my wife, family, all very excited to be able to come back here. So a little bit of disbelief at first, but really excited to be back here and join this group.
When you think about the three stages in terms of less than a month after winning the Cup, going to Pittsburgh and then New York, now to here, this has to be obviously a different sort of elation of saying, does it feel like coming home almost?
Yeah, absolutely it does. Ever since being traded, every time I landed on the tarmac here, there was a sense of nostalgia, and we kept the house here, and really happy that we did. It's really nice when you get traded. There's always so much new change, not just the stuff on the ice, but everything around it. So to be able to come back here and have so much familiarity, it definitely feels like coming home a little bit. So that's special, and having so many guys still here from when I was here a couple of years ago is really nice, and all the new guys that I've met so far have been nothing but welcoming. So this is, yesterday was a great day to be able to come back here and enjoy this next phase.
Did you have a feeling it might be Vegas, Reilly, or were you surprised when you found out it was Vegas?
I was surprised. There's so many different things that can happen. Me and my wife, we try to figure out all the different possibilities of where this past week could take us, and this was at the top of our list, and how things worked out, we couldn't have been happier. So it's definitely been a whirlwind of the last 24 hours, but it's been a great whirlwind.
How would you encapsulate your time away the last year and a half without being in Vegas?
Different. We spent 6 years with this organization, win a Stanley Cup at the end, and then play for two different teams in a year and a half, and not having the success that we had here is definitely a little bit tough, and excited about that fact of coming back here. Playoffs are nice. It's something that I always feel it brings the best out of me, and something I want to help this team push towards.
The other aspect of it is you and your wife just start a family, and then you go to two different cities. How much of an adjustment was it on them?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of stuff that gets added to your life when you have kids, and your life becomes a lot more full. And your days off are different than they were previous to kids. They're almost more demanding. So it's great to be able to bring our second daughter back here and have her kind of relive some of the moments that our first was able to, special enough to be able to go through with her. So there's a lot of great memories that we had in this town, and it'd be nice to bring our family back here with an extra member.
When you think about mental resiliency from a mental health aspect, what did you learn the last 2 years through Pittsburgh and New York?
I don't think I learned a ton. I think, maybe you go through a little bit more turmoil or different things like that. But I've had a lot of different spots in my career where I played on teams that didn't make playoffs, and organizations that weren't kind of going in the right direction. Not saying that was the last two teams, but I've had a lot of different things hit me. I think if this happened when I was 22 and not 33, I would have had maybe a different reaction to it. But everything that's happened over the past year and a half, I took it one day at a time, and I tried to get better every day, and that's the mindset I've had over the last 10, 12 years of my career.
Were you text Carly right away?
Yeah, I talked to Carl and Keegan and a couple of the other guys pretty quickly. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't getting punked initially, so I didn't want to start sending out a bunch of texts and phone calls and then have everything come back on me. So I tried to play it cool for a little bit and let the dust settle. But really excited to be back in this group. obviously friends for life here, and it seemed like everyone was pretty excited when I was able to talk to them.
Warm reception back from fans. They were cheering for you. We spoke to a bunch of them at practice yesterday and today, and they all just adore you. Just what's that like coming back to that?
Yeah, it's great. I think I was recognized more in the 5 minutes after I landed last night at 1:30 than I have in the last year and a half. So the fan base here has been so special to myself and my family. They welcomed us here when we were here 8 years ago and made it a home for us. And it just seems like this town is filled with great people. So
Was it like deja vu walking into the rink today, or what's been strange?
it was definitely strange. Strange in a very good way, though. It's nice to go back somewhere and know a lot of the faces, and like just the small things of having morning skate and knowing all the drills is something that's nice to not have to deal with when you're joining a new team halfway through the season. So from everything from front management, equipment staff, medical staff, just being able to know all those faces and come back here and makes it very exciting for me and a very smooth transition.
When you guys get traded, a lot of times when they're younger in their career, they don't have the family aspect. But how much simpler is the process coming here as opposed to had you been traded, say, somewhere else with that family that now you have to think about?
Yeah, we sat down for the last week, and my wife and I talked about all the possible situations of what could happen, where it could end up, and it's almost a waste of time because there's just so many different possibilities that you are not really in control of. So to be able to come back here, have a house here, and know everyone here, that makes everything a lot easier. Sometimes when you join a new team, you're trying to figure out everything on the go, and a bunch of new teammates, new tendencies, new everything all at the same time. So having that familiarity is super nice, and like I mentioned before, having a home here that we can move back into makes everything a lot easier with 2 daughters under 3 and a dog, and sometimes that's the most challenging thing, is just finding something for your family to be able to come and be with you in your new city.
When you think about emotions and the vibe inside T-Mobile Arena, you will have experienced 4 different ones that a lot of people don't. You lost the Stanley Cup on this ice. You won the Stanley Cup on this ice. You got a welcome back video. Now you're going to get a welcome back ovation. Have you thought about that?
I've purposely not to try to think too much about it because it's a little bit overwhelming. Coming back the first time, I was pretty shocked of the ovation I got for coming back. I wasn't even playing, and just very grateful for my time that I was able to spend here, and then to be able to come back here, it's very special.